Hello, my beautiful balancing Libras. How are you, my gorgeous ones? So, I'm sorry this is a little late getting out, but this spread is going to go over like the next 3 to 6 months. So, I just kind of wanted to be a little earlier. But with everything that was going on with my family in Texas, and then I had a guest come in that was already like prearranged. So, I'm now getting to this. So this is going to be, I decided to do a spread for the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. So I'm going to bring a little bit of astrology in here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including tarot, astrology, hypnotherapy. I'm a medium. So to help you on your path. And now the author of my upcoming book series, Concepts Create Reality. So what I've done is I've looked at the houses that it's going to affect you guys in, and let me explain a little bit about the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse and how come that was such a big hype. So the lunar eclipse, lunar eclipses, well, eclipses in themselves, if you think about the word eclipse, it's like cutting that energy or taking that energy and bringing it back or coming to 0 point energy, right? So it's like you get a do-over or you clip things. So that's what eclipse means, right? So you go to that 0 point energy and then from there you can grow, right? Or you can go in any way that you want. So lunar eclipses are about lunar eclipses are about letting go, about completion, okay? And then depending on which house it's affecting you in your sign, so if your sign is Libra, it's going to affect you in certain houses. Now, depending on your actual chart, it could be more in one house. Like you could be just over into the next house and not into this house, but you'd have to sort of look at your chart. And then, so it's about completion. It's about letting go so that you can bring in more energy, so that you can be, let me see, how do I say this? So, in our higher selves, in our bigger selves, in our whole selves, right? We can accept unlimited energy. We're huge, right? But in our physical density, in this resonance, in this frequency, we can only accept so much energy. And that's like the world we create around us, the things that we have, and the emotions and the things that we keep within ourselves, right? So, eclipses are great because they'll let you come to completion so that you have more room to bring in these things that are coming in for your solar eclipse, right? Does that make sense? So, like, if you're trying to create your world or trying to change your world, there's some things that you have to let go of so that you can bring in your blessings or your manifestations or however you want to say it. So, with the lunar eclipse being in a certain house for you, that's sort of your higher self and you and spirit and God, oneness, source, your angels, your guides. They're saying, listen, let's complete this stuff so that you can bring in this stuff, right? Because these are the things that you said you wanted to experience while you're here on this earth in this lifetime. And so that's kind of what this is about. So lunar eclipse, even though it was on August 7th, it is going to be affecting you for it can affect you up to 2 and 3 months, right? But really in the first 30-35 days. So and then the solar eclipse will be affecting you. It can affect you up to 6 months, some people a year, but really like the first 45 days. So the first 30-35 days, you're doing this like letting go, getting stuff, letting go, getting stuff, letting go, people coming in. Like you're doing this back and forth thing, right? So we'll talk about the lunar eclipse and what the completions are about. Now, the solar eclipse, and I'll go over this again when I do it, but the solar eclipse is about gains, and the solar eclipse is in Leo. So both were in Leo. So we're in Leo energy. We've been in Aquarius energy, and if you look at it, Leo, the opposite of Leo is Aquarius, so the opposite of Aquarius is Leo. So Aquarians are all about humanity, and everybody, they want to do the group. They want to like they want to have, yeah, this is kind of what bothers me a little bit about them. I can say that because I have 26 or 29 degrees in Aquarius. Now they're 30 degrees in a sign, right? So I'm even though my sun is Gemini, I have more Aquarian, and it's in my rising or my ascending, so everybody sees me as Aquarian, and I do kind of act more like Aquarian, kind of quirky and eccentric like that. So, and humanity, right? The group. So Aquarian is about the group, and let's not have too much, but let's have enough for everybody, right? So that's not Leo. Leo's opposite. Leo's about love and pleasure and joy. And by the way, they're telling me that everybody needs more joy. So joy and love affairs, and that's sort of the playfulness of Leo, right? The work of Leo is, listen, I got a kingdom, I'm a king or a queen. I've got a kingdom and I need to get mine. I got to get resources. I have to help, I've got to help my kingdom. I've got to protect them. I need resources for that. So Leo has no problem working for things and attaining those manifestations, those physical things. Okay, so that's the energy we're in. So when it goes in your house, it's asking you to sort of take on that energy. That's sort of what the universe is saying. Do it in this energy, right? Leo's here to help you do this. So that's sort of the lunar, and then the solar is about gains and about like I said, Leo with Leo. So they're asking you to be a Leo. They're asking you to take that energy of, I'm the leader. And you Libras are leaders. They don't understand that you're leaders. You're just a different type of leader. You're not like the Leo who's just going to go out and say this is mine and blah blah blah. You do it in a different way. You do it diplomatically, right? So you want everybody to be able to come to the same idea. And that's the difference between you and the Leo. So they're asking you at some points in some areas of your life to take on that Leo energy and do that. Okay, so take on that. Like, listen, it's mine. I worked for it. I have to have it. I mean, I don't want to and you're not taking from anybody else, but some of you have those ideas like, I'll be taking too much, or I'm taking from the world or whatever. But it's not that. It's like, I need my resources. I'm building a kingdom. I have to protect my people, and so. And I protect them because it's a responsibility and it's love. I love, because Leo comes from the heart, right? So that's what the solar eclipse is about. Those things that you were working on, gaining those things in this particular house. This is about completion in this particular house. So what are the houses that you're going to be dealing with? So for Libra, you're going, the lunar eclipse is dealing in your fifth house, right? Remember, it's about completion and endings. Now, the fifth house is actually, it's ruled by Leo. So the fifth house is about creativity, about projects, your businesses, and it's about, this house rules how to give and receive love. Okay, but it can be about your writing and your drawing and your artistry, anything that comes from your heart and love. That's what this house is about, right? And some of you, your businesses do, your projects do, the things that come from that you were inspired to do, right? That's the thing in the fifth house. So what do we have in the fifth house? So what I asked was, what is the thing that you'll be working on completing and letting go so that you can receive more, right? So what's your position? And you have the Nine of Cups. So if you haven't already done this, because these things have already started, if you haven't already done this, you're going to be working on the Nine of Cups. And by the way, this is the Sacred Circle Tarot, and I'll have the link below so you can purchase them if you'd like through Amazon. I have an affiliate link. So so this is about stability. So the Nine of Cups is about it's funny because it says it's about stability, but the Nine of Cups is can be thought of as the wish card. Well, I mean, everybody knows that in tarot it's called the wish card, but more so it's about indulgence. It's about like having that happy, playful, like I'm not working right now, I'm going to play, right? So, or maybe getting too much into that, just having to like, I don't know, it reminds me of me. Like, I have to make sure and get these videos out, but I have all this other stuff that I'm doing, and I had to like indulge in that. I had to allow myself to indulge in that, so that, because I have the Virgo in me, Virgo South Node, so I want to like get everything organized and keep it working. But I couldn't. I had to like allow myself to like release and and engage with, you know, my friends that were here, and engage with my family that was around, and you know, doing all that. So that's kind of what, but sometimes you can like get too much into that and forget about the work, right? And so that's what this is about for you. This is about working and completing that stability for you, like recentering and completing um, the areas and the projects of life. Like, it's time to get back to this because you're about to finish them. That's what this says to me. So their, and the reason I say this is because their advice is the Three of Coins, or the Three of Discs, right, or the Three of Pentacles, and it's dedication. So their advice is to get centered again. You see these coins, you see how intricate, like this person that made these coins, you can see they're made out of wood. That took a lot to get that much detail in each of those coins. That is someone that's very focused, right? That's someone that's doing their craft from love. You can tell all the love that's been put in that. And that's what their advice is here. So I would say this because this is a general reading. For some of you, if you haven't allowed yourself to do this, if you haven't allowed yourself to just engage because you're so like, no, if I do that, then I'm going to miss this, or I can't do that, but I got to finish this project. Like, just allow yourself to do that, right? But if you have been doing this, good for you. That's what they're saying. If you have been doing this, then that's great that you're allowing yourself to do this, but there's a way to balance it. And you balancing Libras are about that. There's a way to balance it. There's a way to balance in the play, but, you know, stay focused also in your work, in your projects. So you're going to be finishing up these projects, whether you're writing, at work, in your life, for your with loved ones, romantic loved ones. There's going to be like completion going on in this house. Okay, your businesses, understanding how to give and receive love, because a lot of you know how to give love, but receiving is a whole different thing, right? So you have to remember, it's reciprocity. The energy has to go back and forth. So giving love and receiving love, both, like doing that, being very dedicated. This is why this is dedication. Dedicated in what you're doing, and then being able to stay grounded and have stability. There's a way to do it, Libra. You can do this. I know you can. So the outcome is the Chariot. So the Chariot, if you look, she's got the reins. This is a goddess who has the reins, right? Or it can be a god who has the reins, little g god, who has the reins, right? But she is making those horses go out of will and determination, right? So they're saying the things that you have been working on with your businesses, with your projects, with your creativity, the things that come from your heart, with your love life, with your in your romance area, this is going to come out of sheer will and determination. So they're saying it's going to take you to be focused. That's why they put this dedication card here. You can have it. You can complete these things so that you can move on to your next phase. So if you've been working a lot, now it's time to turn to your romance. You're almost finished with the projects so that you can refocus, and out of will and determination and focus, you can complete these things so that you can receive the new phases of your life. So there's something in this fifth house for a lot of you that you're needing to complete. And that's what you'll be working on in the next 30 days, right? Some of you it's love, some of you, well, all of it's love for me, but some of you it's romantic love, some of you it's family, some of you it's friends, some of you it's your projects, some of you it's your businesses. You know, your businesses are your babies, right? Your projects at work, if you know, in your careers, those are your babies. Those are the things that you created and you're like, hey, I'm doing this, yay, right? So that's what's going to be going on for the next 30 days. Now, in your solar eclipse, again, your solar eclipse can last. The energies last for about 6 months. Some people, depending on their chart, it can last up to a year. It just kind of depends on their chart. But you will really feel the effects for the first 45 days. Okay, so solar eclipse is about gain. So you're going to be gaining. So what are you going to be gaining? And what house are you going to be gaining? And for you guys, it's the 11th house. Now, the 11th house is ruled by Aquarius. So, 5th house is ruled by Leo, 11th house is ruled by Aquarius. So, the 11th house is all about, networking, bigger groups, the humanity, social circles. But the 11th house always brings material things. It always brings material things. So that's the great thing about 11th house, is that when you're working in this house, you get material manifestations, physical stuff, okay? So again, this one's completion, this one's about gaining. So what are you going to be gaining in this 11th house? So I asked where you're at, what you're going to be working through to be able to gain in this house, right? And you have the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands is about grounding yourself, about being practical in the things that you're wanting, right? And by practical, it just depends on your perception. So if your perception is, absolutely, I can make $10,000 in a month, even though this month I only made $500. If your vision and your energy and your perception is that is not out of the realm. The only one that holds you back is you, right? Nobody else holds you back. Spirit doesn't hold you back. Your angels don't hold you back. Nobody judges you. You're the only one judging yourself. So if your perception is, I can absolutely get this, then it's yours, right? So when I say grounding and being practical, it doesn't mean to shut it down. It just means stay very practical. Be very grounded in the things that you're wanting. And that's what they're asking you to do, right? They're saying you can have anything, but it is your perception. So because you guys know, part of manifestation, part of bringing in those things is actually taking some steps towards it. You don't have to all the way do it in the physical, but you have, and we are working in the 11th house where it's not where it's more spiritual or more energetic. But ground yourself and be able to see what it is that you're wanting in a practical manner, because you're going to have to take the steps towards that. Doesn't mean you have to continue the steps towards that, but you have to give some energy to it, right? Take the actions towards it. So be very grounding. That's what they're asking you to do. That's what you'll be practicing in. And I think with it being right under the 9 of Cups, some of you, not all, some of you may have indulged too much and haven't been centered, while others haven't indulged at all. And see, because even if you're working and working and working and working and not playing, you're still indulging. It's just indulging in work and not play. So they're asking you to balance this out. They're asking you to refocus so that you can receive your blessings, so that you can receive your gifts. Now, their advice is the High Priestess. This is a beautiful, beautiful, wise woman. Some may even call her a witch, right? Back in the day, because this is a Celtic thing. So some may have even called her a witch, but she's a wise woman. But she doesn't receive her things or her messages she doesn't receive her messages from the waking hours. She receives them from her deep psyche. She receives them from her subconscious. She receives them in her dreams and her symbols. Now, when this card is pulled, they're asking you, when you make this statement about what you're wanting to get, what, in the group, how am I going to produce to the world? What is it that I'm trying to find and produce to the world? Because that's the 11th house, right? Or in my businesses or in the networking. When you ask those questions and you say, this is what I want, they're saying they're going to be communicating with you. They're going to be communicating through your dreams, through symbols, synchronicities, right? So they're saying pay attention. Once you've made these statements, pay attention, because we're going to be guiding you every step of the way. We're not leaving you. We're going to be guiding you. And you may not, all of a sudden, maybe you don't ever see synchronicities and you start seeing 1-1-1-1, right? Or you start seeing, and then you're seeing 1-1 and then 2-2 and then 3-3. And some of you, it happens really fast where you're you'll have not seen hardly any. And then all of a sudden you'll see 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s through the day. So they're saying that's them. They're trying to communicate with you. They're trying to give you symbols, because that's the way that you're going to accept it. That's the way that you're going to be like, yes, that's what that means. Yes, and that's what they want. They always just want to help you. And they want to help you receive these gifts, right? So pay attention to your dreams, to the signs. And if you're wanting to know what 1122 is, I have a video series on my Your Indigo Path. I'll leave a link down below, but I have it on my Your Indigo Path channel. I have a series of synchronicities and what they mean, the numbers. So, because the outcome when you do this is the King of Disc. Now, hello, this guy's been showing up everywhere in our dailies, right? I don't know what this is, but he's everywhere. He's just all up in our business in this group, right? So the King of Disc or the King of Coins or the King of Pentacles is someone that is very, very good at manifesting their world, is very, very good at having the physical, beautiful things around them. They are reliable. They are methodical. They are someone you can count on. For some of you, this is going to be your gain. This characteristic, the fact that you get the things that you want in the physical form, right? Because we're talking about physical form, even though you're going to be receiving messages, and this is more of an energetic, the upper houses are more about you and the world, and you and the energy of the world and spirit, right? Or, source or the universe. But even though this is going to be physical, so those things that you're dreaming of, those things that you're letting go and completing so that you can have these new things, those things, once you've set your intention, are going to be coming to fruition in the physical, right? So that's for some of you. Those hopes and dreams, because this is your hopes and dreams house. That's another name for this house, hopes and dreams, right? But our hopes and dreams start where? So they're saying your hopes and dreams start in you being practical for yourself, right? Because if person A believes that they can make $10,000 in a month, but person B doesn't believe that, they can both set the intention, and one's going to receive it, the other one's not. It doesn't mean they both can't have it, because they absolutely both can have it. One just was very grounded about it and said, yes, absolutely, and I'm going to start, like, every day I'm going to make my progression towards that goal, right? And that's how it manifests. That's the King of Earth. That's the King of Coins. That's the King of Disc. He's very practical. The King of Disc can be multimillionaire, but he's very practical in how he goes about it, right? His senses are about him. He's reliable. He's practical, but he gets what he wants. That's why he gets what he wants, because he's methodical and reliable about it. So that's for some of you. For others of you, this is a person coming in. This is someone that you are going to be receiving. You have a gain coming. If you have been working on your love, if you have been working on, and this isn't just romantic, this is like a partner. This is like somebody that, yes, I want somebody beside me. I want somebody who can ground me. I want someone who is reliable. I want somebody who's resourceful. I want somebody who can match me. I make my way out in the world and he makes his way out in the world. That's this person for you. Now, if you're a male, it can be a queen for me, because queen and king doesn't matter to me. It means a different thing for me. But this can be a queen. This can be someone who has their own life, who's very, very grounded, who's very practical, who does what they say. And it has worked very, very hard, because they work very, very hard at creating the world around them and getting what they want. So some of you, that is a gain that's coming. Now, again, this is for 45 days. This one's for 35 days. Or 30 days, 30, 35, it kind of depends. But you'll be doing this letting go or completing projects, completing things, and then gaining here. Completing things and gaining here. And this I see as either a person coming in, or the things that you've asked for, the things that you've wanted to come in. This is your hopes and dreams coming true. Remember, Leo's about the heart. Leo's about creating. And if you've been creating, if you stay grounded and been creating, you get those things, because Leo wants to give those things, because he knows you need your resources for your kingdom, right? But he wants you to be happy too. He wants you to have love affairs. He wants you to have joy in your life. That's what he wants, and he wants it in this house for you. Okay? So, my gorgeous ones, I hope this helped. I will be getting out the monthly soon. Thank you again. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Love you, love you, love you. Bye.